That's right, guys, it's another planning session, this time for December, although the Rumbles will be for January. I am Devon, and this is Rick.
Hello, everybody.
For those of you who have never joined us for a planning session, apart from this little intro, pretty much the entire episode is us being super casual and just discussing what we're actually going to be doing for the coming month. And, so with that in mind, obviously we try and keep things casual and calm, but at the same time, we do have things to plan in the more official capacity. So with that in mind, Rick, we've got 4 reviews, 3 retros, and 4 rumbles to plan. That being said, the 3 retros is technically 1 retro because we've already got 2 that are automatic.
Yes, so the year in retro and the media expectations retrospective are kind of locked in.
There we go. You remembered too, so big tick, gold star.
Yes. My other retro thought is a Nickelodeon tier list.
I really hated my life during the Cartoon Network one because there was so much shit on it.
Okay, let's kick that can down the road.
I'm just saying, I didn't expect the Cartoon Network one to take an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I also didn't expect someone to be like, yeah, this was a bad tier list choice, as if he wasn't the one who picked it.
Yeah, I didn't realise it was that bad and that it would take that long. But yeah, oh well.
It didn't help that damn near a third of the options were just like, I don't know what the fuck this is.
Yeah.
But before we
by the same token, it was also kind of I picked one that had more things on it for completeness because you could get one that just didn't have Billy and Mandy on it, for instance.
Yeah, but this one had Billy and Mandy on it 3 times.
Yeah, it had Billy and Mandy and Grim Adventures and Grim and Evil.
Before we get into planning that 3rd retro, let's try and tackle this a bit more logically, and we'll do the reviews first. Now, I'd mentioned to you, Rick, that I did make a plan for reviews based entirely around Christmas specials.
Okay.
So, did you also do that with that in mind?
I have 1 Christmas special on here.
What Christmas special have you got written down?
The Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, 45 minutes.
Okay, I've seen that.
Oh, okay.
So that came out like a year and a bit ago. It came out before Guardians 3.
Yeah, I've not seen it, so it's still on my Christmas things to do.
I think it should have been it is a Christmas special. It's set at Christmas time, but I feel like it should have been watched before Guardians 3 because it confirms a certain element about Mantis that was not confirmed before that point.
Okay, is that she actually is Quill's sister?
Yeah,
fair enough.
Which to me, I don't know if I just missed a fucking plot point or something, but as far as I was aware, that wasn't a thing before that special.
Well, you found her on Planet Ego, and I didn't know whether it was expected that she was his daughter, or if it was just expected that she was just someone who served him or whatever. I don't know.
My point being is it wasn't confirmed.
Yeah, I get you.
Also, there was a big fucking gap between Guardians 2 and Guardians 3. I know they were in Infinity War and a little bit of Endgame, but not a lot.
Yeah, their appearances in Infinity War and Endgame were basically Guardians 2.5.
Yeah, although if you listen to James Gunn, he's real salty about it, because it's like, that's not what they would have done. I'm not wrong.
Yeah. True.
I don't blame James Gunn for feeling that way, but he is real sour grapes about it.
So the other thing I've got on reviews are not really Christmas based at all. It is the Last Airbender live show, which is 64 minutes.
Fuck off.
Yep, and some classic Columbo.
Columbo. One more thing, Columbo.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe not for Christmas, but definitely keep that in your back pocket for later, because I actually quite like Columbo.
Yeah, it is a thing. I've never watched Columbo, but I have seen Columbo Meets X as a meme template for 20-minute voiceover videos. I mean,
my favourite example is that everyone unanimously agrees that of all the fictional detectives, Columbo is the one that will find out immediately that fucking Light has got the Death Note.
Yeah. So in the Columbo Meets Light Yagami dramatic reading, it's after Light Yagami has won against L. And the way that Columbo has won is that he's already made a deal with Ryuk and had Ryuk switch out the Death Note for a normal notepad.
Well, that's just it. Is because again, one of the few things we even had this discussion not too long ago. Is if you ever picked up the Death Note in real life, your first murder with the Death Note is a freebie. There's no moral question there because there's no reasonable expectation that anyone would pick that up, write a name, and actually expect it to work.
Oh yeah. Although it does say a lot about you depending on who you pick.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
but at the same time, again, there's no malicious intent there to the expectation to the degree that there's no way you expect it to actually kill a dude.
Yeah, like, if you pick someone in the BNP, then you're doing everyone a service, but if you pick, like, Danny Minogue, then you're a real petty fuck.
Who the fuck is Danny Minogue?
It's Kylie Minogue's sister.
Oh, okay.
I just picked an obscure person that no one really would realistically have a beef with.
Fair enough. It sounds like you have a beef with her.
I don't have a beef with Danny Minogue. Danny Minogue is not going to be my first pick for the Death Note.
Oh, God. The Death Note as a real life... No, we're not going to get into that discussion today. We're doing a bonus episode. That might be a fun fucking retro, though. Like, Death Note, what would you... Fantasy booking, Death Note, what would you do with it? Like,
Yeah.
Like, the thing that always struck me about Death Note is that a lot of people are like, yeah, it's a battle of geniuses between Light and L. To a certain degree, it is, but Light is actually really stupid.
Oh, yeah. All he has to do is not do what he does for a little while until the heat comes off him.
But that's just... Okay.
And then start again.
Here's the thing, is actually, I worded that poorly. I don't think Light's stupid, because it's a plot point throughout the entire story, is that Light is incredibly arrogant.
Oh, yes. He's intelligent and arrogant, and the arrogance works incredibly hard against him. Like, it's his major flaw, and that's basically the only way that he loses is just by not covering enough of his bases.
Yeah. I mean, like, the reason why I instantly went with he's stupid as opposed to arrogant is because the L narrows down from the entirety of the world to the prefecture in which Light must live in one go.
Yeah, and is so bothered about Light that they managed to camera up the entire house.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, that's enough about Death Note. We've got 4 reviews to plan, and I really want to do Christmas themed ones if that's okay with you, Rick.
Sure, let's go.
So my first instinct, even though it would go with our sci-fi month, because I've never seen it, is the Star Wars Christmas special, and I'm 95% sure this is on Disney Plus.
Yep, sure, absolutely, no worries.
That's fine. I don't know how long that is.
Oh, I think it might be the longest thing we do this month.
That's fine. I'm okay with that, as long as it's only one long thing this month.
Yeah, and it's, as far as I'm aware, it's a bit of a fever dream as well.
1, it's a fever dream. 2, it's so bad most people wish it didn't exist. And 3, for the longest time, people had to watch it because apparently it had groundbreaking lore about Boba Fett in it.
Yeah, apparently it was like the canonical first appearance of Boba Fett.
That's mental.
Yeah, and Chewbacca's son, Lumpy.
No.
His name is Lumpawarump, and it gets shortened to Lumpy.
Oh God! Like, listen, we've seen George Lucas at his worst. I'd argue it can't be worse than what we've seen.
It's probably not worse than the Caravan of Courage.
We didn't see that one. We saw the other one.
Yeah, we saw the better one.
Oh jeez, boy. Yeah, that means there is lower.
Yep. There's worse. And the frickin' traffic light bracelets to show when someone's dead.
Which was not explained in this movie at all.
Yeah,
Go watch us. Go back in time and watch us watch the Battle for Endor. It was a miserable experience. The only saving grace was, man, that fucking lady's hot.
Yeah, she was.
And then she fucks off and becomes a raven until the end of times.
Yeah. She's probably still a crow now.
Yeah.
Nah, that crow's dead.
Fuck. Depends really, doesn't it? She's a Night Sister, so maybe not.
Oh yeah, I was talking about that crow.
Oh, the crow. Oh yeah, certainly. I think crows, like, if you're lucky, they might live to 30.
Yeah.
But
that's one that's well taken care of.
Yeah, like that. It's not living to 30 in the wild.
No.
But anyway, the next one I've got up, and these next few pretty much entirely depend on whether I can source a copy as well.
Sure.
He-Man and She-Ra, a Christmas special from 1985.
Approved.
Alrighty. The next one I've got is something I've watched before, and I think we can source based on the fact that the show is on Netflix now.
Right.
So it's Justice League Comfort and Joy from 2003.
Approved.
Alrighty. Now I want to point out that episode is a really good episode of the Justice League. I'm vouching for it personally.
Sure. Good stuff.
And the last one I've got written down, and I don't know if this is good or shit, but I was just clutching at straws for something else animated that was a Christmas episode or themed thing, and that is Inspector Gadget Saves Christmas.
Yeah, approved.
Rick, the only thing I know about this is that Dr. Claw enslaves elves. Yeah.
Alright, yeah, let's go.
Alrighty, that brings us to 3 retros. Do you want to explain and reiterate what the 2 we've already picked are for this?
Yeah, so the year in retrospective objective is just looking back on the things that we've done this year and just picking out some gems and some stinkers and laughing at both.
Well, that's what Rick's saying. I've actually got it written down as the Nonsense Review Award Show.
Yeah, so I've got it written down as top 5, bottom 3 question mark.
No, that's not what we're doing at all. I've got an entire fucking thing that's just like, here's the list of awards.
Right, okay, so actual awards. Cool.
Yeah, like we've done for the last 2 years.
Okay, yep.
Rick's got a very short memory.
I do. And last year was a year ago. And the expectations episode is an answer to something that we did at the beginning of the year, which was we did a most anticipated media episode. And this is just going to be an answer to that, like things that have come out that we've either enjoyed or not enjoyed, or it didn't come out at all because fuck the timeline, or and then just like things that we just weren't expecting might just pop up on here.
Yeah. Spoiler alert for what the first retro is going to be for 2025.
Yeah, it's just going to be the same thing again, like looking forward at 2026 stuff. It's 2025, isn't it? Yeah. I've skipped over 2025.
It's fine, I'm sure nothing is coming out in that year.
Yeah, it's just skip to 2026, fuck it.
Although the big difference, of course, being that with the 2024 list, we were just doing a fun top 5. It was one of the ones we actually did for while you were in Australia, Rick.
Yes.
So we didn't put any limitations on it, so there's stuff on there we knew wasn't, or suspected wasn't coming out in 2024, whereas going forward we're going to try and stick to things we think will come out during the year.
Yeah. And like we tried to make it things that were that year.
You did, I didn't.
Or I did. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I tried to make it things that were that year. So like I didn't put Has Been Hotel on it because by the time it came out it would have started coming out.
You're lying.
Okay, I did put Has Been Hotel in. Okay.
You did put Has Been Hotel in it, and I had a go at you during the episode because I said, Rick, it's going to be out by the time this episode comes out.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'll have to go back and check the tapes, but I'm 95% sure that's how the discussion went.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, we both had non-zero amount of crossover during that list as well. And
yeah, like we were both looking forward to that freaking Star Wars game, and then neither of us bought it because of the crass monetization.
Yeah. Like we do boycott some things, guys.
Yeah, we do have some amount of conscience.
That wasn't even a conscious thing. That was just I'm not paying this for this. Fuck you. And also Ubisoft games get discounted all the fucking time.
Yeah, they do. Like, if something's going to go free on frickin' Epic Game Store, it's going to be a Ubisoft game.
Almost certainly. I mean, I like Assassin's Creed games.
Yeah.
But I've never paid full price for one.
I've never paid for any. I own Assassin's Creed 4. Never paid for any Assassin's Creed games.
You should play that game.
Yeah.
It's the best. Except for the stealth section where you're playing as your boat. That sucks.
But yeah, do you have a final retro suggestion?
I do, but I put this here just so I had a suggestion because I know it's not going to be the best one ever because you're not familiar with the franchise.
Okay.
I've got a fantasy booking.
Alrighty.
Fantasy booking a Kingdom Hearts world.
Right.
And again,
okay.
I put this here as a placeholder. I don't think we should do this until you've at least played some Kingdom Hearts.
Okay. However, I do know Disney.
You do know Disney, but you don't know the formula for how the worlds are meant to work.
Yeah, so like it would be difficult to pick an Owl House one because I'd struggle to pick a small enough segment of the entire story to tell in the tale of a level.
Yeah, so just to put it out a bit more plain for you, in Kingdom Hearts 1, pretty much every level followed the plot of the film that the world was based on. In the second game, the first time you'd visit a level, it would be the plot of the film or close enough to it. But the second time would be a little OG plot that's for funsies because Sora, Donald and Goofy are fuckwits. And in the third game, depending on whether it was Disney Pixar or Disney Animated Studios, the franchise now, depending on whether it was an OC fun adventure or it's just a movie. Like, I don't know, making us listen to the entirety of Let It Go from Frozen, which is the only time I've listened to that song because it's not a fun song.
In your opinion.
I'm not saying it's a bad song, I'm just saying I went a long time without hearing it and Kingdom Hearts is forcing me to listen to I thought it was going to be a little snippet, Rick, and it's like, no, here's a 3-minute animated fucking video for Elsa's little solo song, which, again, isn't a bad song. It's just like, I'm here to play Kingdom Hearts, where are the Heartless?
Yeah, Elsa's here to come out to the snow.
Yeah, and she's a really OP bullshit strong party member. She's very cool. I just didn't want to listen to the musical while playing my Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, we can probably do something like that. Yeah.
I want you to play Kingdom Hearts before we do this. I think we can. I think we can do something better for a third retro for this month. Because again, we only have to come up with one.
Yeah, because we probably don't want a Nickelodeon tier list.
We could do a top 5 again, but we're not doing a top 5 this month. But we are doing a look at one of our top 5. So I don't know how much of an easy week do you want to have.
And what can we think of for a top 5 then?
Top 5 anime betrayals.
I mean, do you want to look back at the Rumbles and like top 5 Rumble rematches or something?
It's part of our award ceremony.
Yeah, fair enough.
After this episode, Rick, I'll actually send you the big old list of award categories.
Fair dues.
And you'll know why I'm poo-pooing some of this. I've also written down every single episode of this year that we've released of the review, every single hypothetical question, every single Rumble matchup, so that specifically for your benefit, because I know you're not going to remember.
Oh, I'm definitely not going to remember.
Yeah, so I'm just going to send you like 4 notepads that are, this is this, this is this, this is this. Now it's easier for you to choose things, because this will jog your memory, I hope.
Sure.
Top 5 furries you definitely bang.
Haven't we done that one?
I don't think so.
Oh, man,
I don't think we've done any top 5s involving furries.
Man, this is going to be different This is going to be different depending on what day it is as well.
That's a you problem. I know what my number 1 is, I think.
Is it vanilla?
No.
Okay.
Vanilla being Cream's mum from Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. You know what? I don't actually know what my top would be for that.
Renamon.
No, that's a you thing. I know you like Renamon. I don't particularly care for it.
Brakeson.
Like, Maid Marian is right there if you're going to pick a fox.
Yeah, true.
She's the OG. She knows. This is a really bad idea for a top 5, but I think this is a very fun thing to just shoot the shit over while we think.
It's very funny. It's very funny.
Top 5 woke characters.
Woke characters?
Do you know what actually made me think of that? It's not a serious suggestion. I'm just looking at the artwork on my wall and I've got a picture of Bridget from Guilty Gear. Is it Guilty Gear?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Yeah. It's just her with the trans flag on the back of her jacket saying "Stay Mad" written on it, and I'm like, I cackle every time I look at it.
Yeah. You got Bridget, and you've got Estinian's balls
right next to Bridget. Not even a joke.
Yeah.
Have I shown you a picture of my setup for those pictures? Is that why you knew that?
I've seen Estinian's balls. I've not seen that it was right next to Bridget.
Yeah, it's next to Bridget nowadays. I'm actually going to take Estinian down soon because I think it's an amusing image, but I'm tired of looking at it.
Sure. Yeah, Estinian's Nidhogg balls. Yeah.
It's incredibly. It's not difficult to do, but I feel weird explaining to people that no, I'm not. I've not got it up because I find it sexy. Although Estinian is a very sexy character, I've got it up because it's funny.
Yeah. Yeah. True. I mean, we've just done a game shows one. Can we build off that?
I don't think so because it would just be panel show, and like there's plenty of those for sure.
Yeah, and just listing stand-up comedians that you like is not going to go well.
Oh God, no, that would be an awful idea because it would just be like, I like this comedian. Why? I like this joke they did.
Yeah,
and then telling the joke.
Yeah, telling the joke with no amount of the comedic timing or setup, which automatically makes it shit.
Like, here's the thing: is I can do comedic timing, but it's very difficult to do someone else's comedic timing.
Especially when reproducing a gag.
It's also not going to work with how I edit the podcast.
No, because you get rid of the pauses.
That reminds me, completely unrelated. Like, we've got Christmas themed episodes this year, but one year we still need to try and procure a copy of Spirits Within.
Yeah.
It didn't ruin Christmas, but it didn't help.
Yeah. It's it very definitely was a thing.
So we've got fantasy booking, we've got top 5s, got tier lists, but I've already poo-pooed one. I know it's a cop-out, but I do enjoy doing top 5 waifu lists because they're just so easy and they don't take long.
Yeah,
So what have we done in regards to that? We've done Fire Emblem, done Final Fantasy, we did Steven Universe.
Steven Universe, yeah.
What have we done?
Pokemon?
Maybe. It's certainly a big enough pool, and I don't think there'll be much crossover.
Yeah, Pokemon Human waifu tier list.
Okay, to be fair, I assumed we were going exclusively human.
Yeah, so Gardevoir's not going like number 2.
Like, we did do, like, how many generations of Pokemon are there? 9?
Yeah.
We've done 9 episodes on whether we'd bang X Pokemon.
Yeah. People know that we're freaks.
If you're happy to write it down, I'm happy to go with top 5 Pokemon waifus. You can put in brackets for your benefit if you like humans only. That's a grim fucking addition to anything as like human only. Doesn't matter what context it's in, it's bad.
Yep. Now, the worst is doing it for adding it to a Mass Effect tier list, because you discount like most of the best characters.
I still think it's awful that you can't even have a fling with Samara.
Yeah.
Or Chakras, man.
Yeah, like Samara's... The best thing Samara can say to you is, another time, another life.
Well, because you can flirt with Samara, it just doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I get it, because she's like 1,000 or something stupid, right?
Oh, yeah, like, her kids are old.
God, her fucking personal quest in Mass Effect 3 was dumb. Where it's like, I'm gonna now shoot myself, and it's like, this makes no sense, Samara.
Yeah, all you're doing is shooting yourself. You're not, like, solving any problems.
If it wasn't Samara, I could see it potentially making sense, but Samara's meant to be, I don't know, experienced in this shit.
Yeah, like, it's like, I've just saved the lives of people that I should have to kill. However, they are my kids, and therefore the code means that I shouldn't progress. So I'm going to kill myself to stop myself from having to make a decision. And you can intimidate her either way. You can blue her into going, oh yeah, don't do that. That's silly. And you can red her into, that's a fucking stupid idea.
Or you can not press anything and just watch her blow her brains out because you're a fuckwit.
Oh yeah. Neutral shepherd, the worst shepherd. Like, actually.
But yeah, I think that settles our retros. I assume you've written it down by now.
Yeah, so I've got the year in retro, media expectations, waifus, and pencil in for the fantasy booking of Kingdom Hearts.
Well, no point in penciling that in. We'll bring it up once you've actually played some Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
But yeah, that leaves us 4 Rumbles, which will actually be for January, because we've done the December ones at this point. Do you have any ideas that aren't a new Pokemon type?
Yeah, I've got 3 written down. I've got a non-lightsaber Force user.
I don't have that much knowledge.
Okay, and my little stipulation was not Palpatine.
So a Jedi or Sith, but they're not allowed to use their lightsaber. That's what you meant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
In which case we could potentially do... I thought you meant literally someone who had abilities with the Force but never picked up a lightsaber in the show.
Yeah, because that'd just be what, like, Mother Tal's in? That's about it.
I also don't think it's a good question because we both know Darth Vader's the answer.
Yeah, probably.
We'll put a pin in that.
Sure. Undead.
I think we did this. We brought this up before, and we agreed then as well. It's not the best idea.
Yeah, fair enough.
And here's the thing: is my answer would be a spoiler for something.
Okay, so it's someone isn't an undead until they are.
Yeah.
Or someone always was an undead and they only get revealed as it later.
Yeah,
so, like or something.
And I don't know if you've seen the thing or care, so I don't want to spoil you, and I don't want to spoil our audience. So
sure. Like, is it Dracula?
Oh yeah, that nice old count that just he just adopts random people who we never see again.
Yeah.
But I'm
new
happy,
vampires appear.
I'm happy to come back to that later on if you end up not even spoiling yourself, but watching the thing that involves the thing.
All right.
But we won't know until you do the thing, because again, just mentioning the franchise will spoil it.
Yeah, like I'm at a massive blank as to what you're going to say, because I know you're not going to say Ainzul Gone, because that's very definitely. Does he get rinsed by Ainzul Gone?
Questionable.
Then we have a fight on our hands, because I'm picking Ainzul Gone.
I think the person I'm thinking of won't do much damage to Ainz based on what little we've seen of Ainz.
Sure. Like, because I was basically picking between Ainz and Dracula, and the Dracula that it's the most powerful is the one that's definitely the most beatable, and that's the game version.
Sure.
And in the game version, always loses because he has to lose because the player is playing.
Yeah.
But I think Ainz beats the charismatic Netflix Dracula that everyone loves.
Well, again, that character only gets... well, that's a spoiler for Castlevania, so I won't say it because it's interesting. Yeah, we'll put a pin in that potentially.
Yeah, so... and my last one from these is a sun god.
A sun god?
Yeah. So the idea was, I thought maybe pick X type of god. You've got all of mythology to pick from, so like you might want to pick Apollo, or you might want to pick Ra, or you might want to pick Jupiter, which is just Apollo but Roman.
There's two problems I have with this. The first one being, I know your mythological knowledge in this regard is not the best. And the second being, if we pick a category that is so specific as the sun, almost every single result is going to be a coin flip.
Sure.
Do you get where I'm coming from on that?
Yeah. Well, I guess you could also go into like your fictional side as well. So like your D&D sun gods, like Pelor and Lathander and all that.
Well, then it's just a game of who can come up with the biggest bullshit.
Yeah.
This is the problem when you deal with deities.
Yeah. Loki gets rinsed by frickin' Shah.
I don't even think that would happen.
I don't know.
What would happen is Loki would turn into an animal that Shah's like and then fuck her.
Yeah.
Tell me I'm wrong, internet.
Yeah. That do be what Loki do.
He's not the father of Sleipnir.
No.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. But yeah, those are the Rumble suggestions that I had.
I always feel really bad when I poo-poo all your ideas.
Yeah, it's fine.
Is it?
Yeah.
You don't want to think of another one on the spot?
No, I had my 3. And like the undead's got a pin in it. The force user's got a pin in it.
I think the force user works, but we both have to have used Darth Vader in something else.
Yeah, I guess so. Or just acquiesce to not being able to use Darth Vader again for like until we've gone through every other thing.
I don't think either of us have used Darth Vader yet, have we?
I don't think so, no.
So it would just be like, it would basically just have that category in brackets, no Vader.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, going like most powerful fictional dad. Darth Vader's up there as well.
That's such a fucking broad category though, ain't it?
Yeah, because like Goku is also a fictional dad.
And even if you don't want to go Goku, like any god has children.
Yeah.
I know Zeus is a scumbag, but he's a fucking strong scumbag.
He's a strong bag.
No. That's Akratine Hunger Force shit.
He does have a strong bag. That's how he has so many children.
He's doing something right, because Hera hasn't cut his balls off yet.
Yeah, after all that time, she's like, yeah, but he's a bell end, but he fills me up with
Jesus
regular.
Christ. Alrighty, 4 rumbles. Here's what I've got. Please feel free to poo-poo any of them. The first one I've got, because it's been a fucking while, is Digimon Ultimate Level.
Digimon Ultimate. Yeah, I think this is a good one, because we will have just done a Pokemon the month before, so we like to leave it a month in between Pokemons if we can.
Yeah, except for the last, 3 months.
Well, okay, yeah.
I mean, we definitely followed in on December, because Ice-type it makes sense to do that in December.
Yeah.
Next up, I've got fictional, realistic in brackets, wrestler.
Okay.
So the reason why I've got realistic in brackets is because Kinniku men wrestlers are busted.
Yeah. Fictional realistic wrestler.
Like Ultimate Muscle could absolutely go toe to toe with Goku. Not for long, but he can do it.
Yeah. They would kick the shit out of Mr. Satan.
Oh, God, yeah. Mr. Satan's a good example for a realistic one, you know? But then again, Mr. Satan is also in a fucking anime where, because you've got god kings from space who can destroy planets, he's probably going to wreck almost any other fictional wrestler.
Yeah, like, he can punch through a bus. Like, he's not weak. He's just not
a Saiyan.
Dragon Ball. Yeah, he's not Dragon Ball strong.
Yeah, I mean, Android 18 kicked his ass, but then again, Android 18 also kicked Vegeta's ass.
Yeah. Broke both his arms and his will to live.
I absolutely love I love the exchange between her and, I mean, I called him Hercule because that's what he was called in English. Where she's like, I don't give a fuck about this tournament. I just want to get paid. If you give me more money than the tournament earnings, I will totally throw this fight. And Hercule's like, fucking done. Punches her full pelt in the face during the match. And 18 just goes, really?
Was that it?
Yeah.
Was that it?
And then she just makes
he has to invent the delayed action Ultra Megaton punch.
It takes that long for 18 to fucking sigh before falling to the ground. It's so great. It's one of my favourite moments in Dragon Ball Z. Toriyama will be missed.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've got Friendship is Magic Background Pony.
Background Pony.
So, like, you wouldn't be able to have Trixie because she's an antagonist.
Yeah.
But you would be able to have fucking... Not even... I almost said Scootaloo. Even Scootaloo has got too much screen time.
Oh, yeah, like, she's got, like actual episodes.
Like, Cheera Lee and Big Macintosh. I know they've got episodes, but they're not, they're background ponies.
Kind of.
They might be straddling the line a bit, but you get what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're up there with, like, Mayor as, like, people who are just in the town. Big Mac in particular is, like,
Big Mac
super up there.
is definitely crossing the line. I get that, but
yeah.
Like Cheera Lee, like, yeah, she's the teacher, but she doesn't really do much.
Yeah.
Even Ditsy Doo / Derpy Who's, whatever you want to call her.
Yeah, she's got voiced lines, but she just, like, her biggest point is, like, showing up in the background in season 2.
Like, yeah, they cut out her fucking lines because they were like, nah, that sounds too silly. And it's like, okay, I guess, babies.
And they gave her a new voice in episode 100.
Sure. Didn't we watch that one?
We did. It was the second thing we ever did.
Yeah, it's the thing that got fucking flagged by Hasbro.
Yeah. Because Hasbro are not bros.
Like, for real. Here's what I did for those of you watching along at home, is I flipped the footage, I've made the footage incredibly small.
And you muted it.
And I muted it, and I made it grayscale.
Still they bitch.
and still they were like, you can't do this. And I went, yeah, but like, I even contested the claim saying there is no way you can watch this as the episode in the form it's in, because there's no sound, we're talking over it. Yes, you've got the footage, but it's grayscale, it's flipped, it's very small. It was like not even a quarter of the fucking image, and they were like, no, we still own it, you can't use it. And I'm like, fine, whatever. So if you go back and watch the episode, it's actually blurred, and it's just like, yeah, okay, like, yeah, we don't own it, I acknowledge that. It's also why we don't put video on our videos anymore.
Yeah, totally.
But,
yeah, it's not pixelated or anything.
Weirdly enough, Disney and Craig McCracken are both fine with us having that Wander Over Yonder episode on our channel.
Yeah.
Until it gets discovered, and I have to blur that too. But it's been up for like 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah. Since the dawn of time.
Yeah, like, good on them.
Yeah.
The last one I've got written down is a Dark Souls trilogy summonable NPC. Now, I did originally just have this as an NPC, but I realised some NPCs are bullshit.
I like this.
So I'm thinking like Solaire, Felicia the Strong, etc.
Man Scorpion Tark.
Yeah, you can have him. He's really shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd only pick him because he's unique.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Like, you could even get fucking Lautrec.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, because you can get him that one time, yeah.
Yeah, you can summon him for the Gaping Dragon?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Like, so, there's options, and there's 3 games to choose from. Obviously, I'm excluding Bloodborne.
Yeah, excluding Bloodborne and excluding Elden Ring that you, like, played, like, an hour of.
I played more than that. I beat the wolf guy. I beat the filth guy, even though I had no right doing so at such a low level.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm still mad about that one friend who said that thing. Anyway, but yeah, that actually brings us to an end of our planning session, because we've planned all our stuff. Rick, you've actually written out the proper list as it is, so I'm throwing it to you to give off our official plan for December and January's Rumbles. Please tell us what section of the show each list is going to be.
So the reviews I ended up not writing down, unfortunately. So that was Inspector Gadget Saves Christmas.
Yep.
The Star Wars Holiday Special.
Yep.
And I forgot the other 2.
He-Man and She-Ra, a Christmas special.
He-Man and She-Ra.
And Justice League, Comfort and Joy.
Sure. Yep. So He-Man, She-Ra, Justice League, Star Wars Holiday Special, and Inspector Gadget Saves Christmas.
Yeah, I believe He-Man and She-Ra's thing is literally fucking Skeletor steals Christmas. At least I hope that's what it is, because that's just so delightfully dumb. So with that said aloud, and I assume you finished writing it out.
Yeah.
What
so the
are
other ones
retros?
The retros are the year in retrospective, the media expectations answer retrospective, and top 5 Pokemon waifus.
Yeah, in brackets.
Human.
Boy, it's going to be really telling what our type of people are based on that list alone, because like there is a big diverse cast to choose from with Pokemon. Potentially the biggest cast we've ever been able to choose from. Well, maybe not. Fire Emblem's quite big.
It is, yeah. There's a lot of Fire Emblem people.
Last but not least, I guess we announced the Rumbles.
Yeah, so this one is almost unreadable from what I've written down. I've put Digimin 05 Imikyu 54.
I think that might be Digimon Ultimate level.
Yes, this is Digimon Ultimate. A Digimon at ultimate level.
Yeah.
A fictional realistic wrestler, in brackets, not Kinnikuman.
Yeah, so Kaneko-man is like our bar for this is bullshit
Not
level.
realistic. Next one is a background pony, brackets, friendship is magic.
Yeah, I mean, arguably we could do the new gen, but I don't remember fuck all from the new gen, so no.
Yeah, I think the only person that I can think of from the new gen that's not in the main cast is the one who's the My Little Pyongyang villain.
Yeah, I don't know I don't know what you're talking about. So
it's the baddie from the first movie who's like, oh yeah, I'm going to take over this town now that I've got authority.
Oh, the kid. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And
he basically stops showing up. And the finale is a Dark Souls trilogy summonable NPC ally.
Yeah, from the bestest of bros Solaire to the scummiest of scum Lautrec, which I know are from the same game, but deal with it.
Yep.
Man, just going back to the My Little Pony thing, like, I remember one Christmas, we fucking watched the first half of the new show.
We did, and we were like, oh man, let's look at this fucking toy.
That was the Christmas special, Rick.
It was.
And it was just a 45-minute advert for this new toy, which, guess what? Kind of shame on us, because we know what Hasbro's about.
Yeah, they're a toy company.
Yeah. Of course, for us as children, it was more Transformers than My Little Pony, so...
Well, and these days, it's all about the D&D.
What show's advertising that, Rick?
Well, I mean, the D&D movie.
I didn't see that.
It was fine.
Yeah, I know. We went to watch a different movie, which wasn't good that week, but I can't remember what it was. Which probably speaks volumes, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh man, I think Megan came out around the same time, and that's just come out on Netflix.
I mean, we definitely didn't see that.
Yeah, I saw that. I thought it was fantastic.
I know. I believe you said that it's one of your most anticipated things as the sequel.
Yeah. I want to see more of it. It was a lot of fun. It was predictable as fuck. It's like a roller coaster. You get on the roller coaster and you know what's going to happen. It's just a case of being along for the ride.
There's nothing wrong with being predictable.
Yes.
But that brings our planning session to a close. That's basically what we aim to do in December, although not necessarily in that order. And yeah, so there's not much else to say really, other than, well, you can send us suggestions for things to do in the future. That's always an option. Probably something that we should promote while we're doing our planning session.
Yeah. And seeing as this is originally an audio-only thing, then that definitely goes straight to the email of nonsensereviewuk@gmail.com.
Yeah, except this also goes on YouTube now.
Well, it eventually goes on YouTube.
It goes on at the same time.
Does it now? Okay.
Dude, I told you this when we made the switch to planning ahead rather than planning retroactively.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay, guys, when this was audio only, and audio listeners, you can tune out now. Bye to you. If you're watching on YouTube, we used to release this every month, but we'd release it at the end of the month. Like, we do the planning session at the beginning, and then we release it after, and people could be like, oh, they did this wrong, and they did this wrong, and they didn't do this, why'd they bring it up? And now we're doing it the opposite way around, so you can criticise us in real time.
Listen to what we said now, and then look at what happens, and then shout at us when we get it wrong.
Yeah, and join us next month when we'll be planning for January and February for the Rumbles.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.